you'll notice that there's a lot of symbols. There's a lot of symbols that appear on a lot of the tombstones here in the Warsaw ghetto. I want to stop at this particular one, and I'll explain why in a second, while we're using this particular one. Guys, come close if you can, please, from the back. Squeeze in. So, you may have seen when you walked around tombstones with a picture of a cup with two handles pouring water. Pouring water. Do you want to know what that symbol represents in Jewish life?
Is that the washing of the hands?
It's the washing of the hands, right? The Kohanim, the priests, before they go and bless the Jewish people, which they do at certain times, whether on holidays, whether in Israel, outside of Israel, different customs, the Leviim, right, the three types of Jew, Kohen, Levi, Yisrael, the Leviim, the middle group, will do the washing. That means the person buried in there is a Levi. Let's say you see this design inside. Anyone see that design like that? I shall get it right, like that. Yeah, have seen that? Hands like that. So that shows that the person inside is a Kohen. When the Kohen blesses the Jewish people, right, in the community, puts his hands out like that. Right? It may look like the Mr. Spock thing, right? You know, like live long and prosper. That actually comes. He actually was a Jewish guy, Leonard Nimoy, and he would actually watch and see the Kohanim bless. They would bless like this, have their hands out in the form of a shin, some say, when they bless the people. So that means the person inside is a Kohen. And that's important because there's certain laws that apply to a Kohen. So many people go to cemeteries, and if they see that their father, or their father's father, or their father's father's father, because it goes by the male side, has that, they know they're a Kohen. It depends if they can bless or who they can marry. You may have seen the pushka. The pushka is a cup with coins being put in. They don't see it on the stones as you went around. So that is a sign that the person inside is a...
Banker.
Is a what? No. It was wealthy and gave a lot of money. Or was a philanthropist. This was a person that gave money, so the collection box with the hand, with the money going in, is a sign of that. You'll see tombstones as well soon, which have got books on them, like lined up in a row. Why would that be?
Scholar.
Right, we have a Talmud Chacham, a Torah scholar, is buried in that place, and that's the way they remember them, with that symbol. You may also see lights, Friday night lights, Shabbat lights, candles. What do they represent? So a holy Jewish woman, a very special mitzvah for Jewish women are the Friday night candles, which we light before sunrise, which women will be able to do today as well, God willing. So those lights represent that a very holy Jewish woman is buried in that plot. So here's another one, and you can see over here, it's hard to see exactly what it is, but I'll tell you what it is. It's two hands. One is holding an item. Anyone know what that item is?
A feather.
It looks like a feather. It's not a feather. It's a knife. Okay, what type of knife? Why would they have a knife over here?
A mohel?
A mohel, that's right. A mohel is a...
Brisser.
Right, person who gets brisser. Brisser. Right, he's the person that gives the bris Milah. So over here is actually buried, and by the way, you can also see he's got his left hand like that. Can you see? Because what they do is they very gently will sometimes run the blade over their nail, because it has to be an extremely sharp knife. So this is a very famous Mohel Kopel. He was for 60 years the leading Mohel in Poland. So basically many thousands and thousands of baby boys were given a bris milah, a very special mitzvah in the Torah, which goes all the way back to Abraham. That's for thousands of years Jewish males have had the ceremony performed on them. This over here, we'll come by later, is actually like a chair. Now, why would they have a chair, a seat, or the picture of a seat, next to this particular Mohel's?
That's where the baby was?
Right, so what they would do is, to this day, there's a special mitzvah to have the Kisei Shel Eliyahu, the seat of Elijah the prophet, and they would sit down. The mitzvah is to sit down, the sandak, right, which is a very important role inside the bris milah, would sit down and have a pillow, and the baby would be placed on the pillow and actually done on the lap. And it's a great honor to give someone, usually a family member, the honor of being the sandak, the person who sits down, has the pillow and the baby put on them while the bris milah is actually performed. So there is something called a segula. Now we've all heard what a mitzvah is. A mitzvah is a commandment and an obligation. There's something called a segula, which means it's a good thing to do. It's not a commandment, but it's a good thing to do. And there is a segula when it comes to this particular grave, that if a person sits on this thing, and many women would come, those who had daughters and wanted a son, they would come, they would sit over here, okay, and it's not a mitzvah, but it's a thing that people do, and pray to have a baby boy. So a personal story is that I am blessed with 4 daughters, and I wanted a son. So, for obvious reason. So what happened was, my friend came on this trip, another rabbi, Ari, and I said, don't forget, hadn't been on this trip yet, when you come to the matzeva, of the couple, and make sure you get that and you pray and get. So he's like, dude, that's what he speaks to me, the rabbi. Dude, don't worry, I'll take care of it for you. So she came over here, and he has evidence. He sat down here, and he prayed that I would have and soon after that, we actually had our first baby boy. After 4 girls. So it's actually in the merit, it's a couple of years ago already, but it's actually in the merit of God. But so I think the merit of this particular mitzvah over here. So that is the story of the Mohel and my son, Moshe Simcha.
Just to fill in a little bit more.
Good.